What's up everyone, Chris here again. Hope you guys are well. And in today's video, I want to go over my writing routine, right? Or my morning writing routine. So just to be kind of quick, direct, and kind of jump straight into it. Yeah, as you can see, I'm on Notion right now. And from there, I have Notion, and then I also use chat to help me out as well. I've kind of programmed and kind of created a chat for myself that helps me create different writing routines, different writing aspects, gives me different ideas, and basically I'll write it and then throw it in here and yeah, and go from there type of thing. So for today's exercise, I did this. It's sell wellness product using only storytelling. I need to sell health and wellness product, supplement, sleep aid, detox tea, etc. Your challenge, you can only use storytelling, no direct product claims, no features lists, no boosts or supports. You must paint a picture, evoke emotion, and make the reader feel something that leads them to want the product without being told what it does. So I like varying it up. I like it feeding me different things so that I'm not writing the same style or the same type of writing over and over again, right? Because I think that's one of the biggest issues that I've noticed with myself when I first started with the copywriting stuff is that I just started sounding the same and I wasn't implementing basically different frameworks, different writing styles, you name it, right? So I think just based on reading this, I'm going to go with a sleep aid and obviously a sales email because that's what I specialize in, and then just kind of go from there. So jump over to Notion again, and basically how the layout I have. I do subject line, right? Preview text, and then right here is our body, right? So yeah, I'm gonna start typing, I guess, and really get into it. So obviously with the subject line, it's obviously one of the most important things that stands out, right? Just like a header in a sales letter, they say like up to like 80% of the time, you should really be focusing on your subject line, right? So there's moments where I don't write the subject line right away. I'll just start writing, and then from there, I'll create the subject line for myself, right? So I think that's what I'm gonna do, right? So obviously we know that our thing is sleep aid, storytelling, right? And then basically just kind of go from there, right? Yeah, just kind of get started, right? Obviously, I always like to add and start with some personalization. So I'll say like, hey name, right? And then just kind of go into it, right? So I might be a little quiet, might just brainstorm and just kind of go with the flow. So yeah, let's do this. Train of thought, rising. Yeah, I think that is where we end it. Obviously, I have some typos here and there, stuff like that. Yeah, if you want to go through it quick, basically, I kind of went a little quiet there, but for reading over this, right? Sleep aid, storytelling, go into hey name. I don't remember the last time I truly slept. Sure, my body was shut down for a few hours, but real sleep, the kind where you wake up feeling human again, don't know her. It's a distant memory for me at this point. Instead, my nights are a constant cycle of tossing, turning, and watching the number on my phone go up and blur together. Midnight to 1:17 a.m. to 3:30 or 3:33 a.m. to 5 a.m. My body aches with exhaustion, but my mind shit, well, I think I had some typos here because I'm kind of forgetting what I've typed. But my mind refuses to power down. And then one night something changed. I can't tell you the exact moment it happened, only this. I woke up and the sun was rising. No 3 a.m. staring contest with the ceiling, no groggy, half-awakened thoughts of frustration, just sleep. Yes. Deep, uninterrupted sleep. It felt amazing. I sat up, getting out of bed, waiting for the familiar fog to roll in, but it didn't. I felt alive, awake. But my body had finally reset after years of running on empty. That was the first night. Then it happened again and again and again. I don't think I realized how much of myself I had lost to exhaustion until I got it back. That's why I'm here today to show you the secret behind all this. And then this is basically my CTA. Find out for yourself here. Leave some suspicion, some curiosity, because you don't know what real rest feels like, and you deserve it. So yeah, so the structure with all this, as you can see, is basically, it's basically, a little storytelling, right? I wanted to really focus on, like I think for many of us, like when we're falling asleep or we have a hard time falling asleep, right? Just try to hit those pain points or even just relatability points, right? That will resonate with the reader, right? That's why I had like constant cycle, tossing, turning, and watching the number on my phone and go up and blur all together, right? I think we've all had moments where you're just restless at night, right? And you're laying in bed, you can't move, right? But you're just moving all around, you're tossing, you're turning, you're on your phone, you close your eyes maybe for like 10, 15 minutes, but that feels like an hour. And then you check your phone and it's only been like 2 minutes. You slowly go crazy. And then obviously your mind slowly starts to drift and kind of, maybe you start hearing noises and stuff like that, right? So I wanted to really focus more on just kind of like process and try to go into that whole emotion and state of being. I think obviously with time I could definitely improve this. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. That's basically my whole thing, right? Just kind of really saying like, look, there's this problem, right, of not being able to sleep, having problems sleeping, and just how it leads to exhaustion. It leads to problems in general with our energy, right? And then eventually over time, with this mystery product, right, or like the sleep aid, basically it's changed everything, right? Able to wake up, right? So you're kind of showcasing the transformation, right? Or the dream of the outcome that the reader wants, right? Or that, yeah, what the reader wants. And then, yeah, and then just continue to kind of hit on those emotions. I think maybe I could have gone a little bit longer and kind of gone more in depth behind it all. But yeah, I think it's a good start, right? And then, yeah, just so for the subject line, right, I think what I'm gonna say is, kind of relate to the like kind of like the curiosity aspect, but also the dream outcome. So I'm gonna say like the night I finally, something like that. And then like preview text, right? Preview text is always important, right? You always want it to connect, or just have some sort of thing that like kind of grabs attention, right? But I'm trying to think here. The night I finally slept. You could have like lights out, night night, like something playful if you want to, or you could be like, it all started with this single night, right? So be like that or the opposite, right? So let's just stick with this for now. So like basically what I'll do is I have all this, copy, paste it, and I say analyze it plus recommendations to improve, please. I always say please for chat. Be respectful, right? But anyway, yeah, so basically what I do is just like I'll send this over and then it will basically kind of rate it and just kind of give me feedback, give me tips here and there. And at the end of the day, like I do this all the time just to kind of give me different angles, different experiences, different lengths, all that type of stuff, right? So as you can see, it's saying analysis, recommendations for improvement, giving me a good rating, which I guess that's good, right? I do think I could have done better, right? Obviously, this is it is machine learning, right? AI. So always take everything with a grain of salt, right? Something that I like to do too is just with my writing in general, it's just like within your network, have people read it, right? Say like, hey, like read this, let me know what, kind of what emotions it evokes for you, right? Or what pain points it hits and stuff like that, right? And, the more feedback that you can get, the better you're going to be able to improve. So I do think it's very valuable. So anyway, like you can look here, it gives you areas of improvements and fixes, like minor clarity issues in the flow, typos and grammars. I could tell you I would have had that. And then like, saying maybe fixing the CTA, right? So then obviously it pushes out like a polished version, right? And kind of gives you, the different things that you could have done, right? Like maybe using a list or bullet points to an extent, right? Obviously, as many of you may know, or if you don't know, right, using bullets can be very powerful because it's just quick, direct, and easy to kind of digest for the reader. And sometimes that can help with the flow, right? So, here, obviously, sometimes it uses emojis, which drives me crazy, but, sometimes it doesn't listen to me. But yeah, so like you can see like the new one, like, I don't remember the last time I truly slept. Sure, my body was shut down for a few hours, but real sleep never met her. At this point, she's just a distant memory. Instead, my nights are a constant cycle of tossing, turning, and watching the numbers on my phone blur together. Midnight to 1:17 to 3:33 to 5 a.m. My body aches with exhaustion, but my mind refuses to shut down. And then one night, something changed. I can't tell you the exact moment it happened. All I know is I woke up and the sun was rising. No 3 a.m. staring contest with the ceiling. No groggy, half-awakened frustration. Just deep, uninterrupted sleep. I sat up, waiting for the familiar brain fog to roll in, but it didn't. Instead, I felt alive, awake. like my body had finally reset after years of running on empty. That was the first night. Then it happened again and again and again. I don't think I realized how much of myself I had lost to exhaustion until I got it back. And now I want you to experience it too. Click here to feel real rest again, right? Because you don't know what true sleep feels like, but you deserve to. Best. I would say a little bit improved, right? I actually like the CTA on this one. Kind of connecting with the overall story. But yeah, this is kind of my whole structure and how I do things with, my morning routine, right? I think we are it's about like 20 minutes or so, actually. So, like I said, there's days where this takes me 10 minutes. There's days where it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And there's some days where, like I just want to be writing more. So I'll do one or two, not one, but I'll do like 2 or 3 emails, right? Or sometimes I'll mix it up. Sometimes I'll do an email and then I'll do like 2 ads or 3 ads, right? So I'm practicing the different styles or different forms, right? So, but yeah, thanks for, tuning in. And, if you've made it all the way to this point, I want to say thank you again for staying along, and hopefully you've learned some things of, how you can implement something like this within your own writing routine, right? I definitely recommend using AI to help you, right? I know a lot of people are against it. I understand their points. There's moments where I'm against it as well, right? I do think you can definitely use it and we can definitely leverage it to improve our writing, right? Obviously, if you're just using and having AI do all the writing and do all the work for you, you're not really going to learn, right? That was a problem I actually dealt with for a while where I kind of got lazy and I was just having AI do everything. And then I was like, you know what, I had to kind of cold turkey it for a month, or more so a couple weeks. And then slowly just focus on my own writing. And then I kind of have a balance between look, I use it for research, brainstorming, and then for exercises like this to help me kind of get a better idea, better angles, and just improve my copywriting overall. So, like always, if you have any questions, please comment them. Or you can reach out to me on social media, on Instagram, on X, whichever one is easiest for you. And yeah, just again, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And comment, like I said, subscribe. Would love your support. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.